Alright everybody, so I'm back here in the hangar, and I'll tell you what, this has been a crazy, frustrating, amazing journey from the time where I put the plane in the field till today. And I'll tell you what, I think it's time for us to go back and look at the progress it took to get me from where I was at to where we are here. So from the second of this incident happening, I wasn't sure what the end product was going to be, or would I even be able to rebuild this plane. In fact, I remember sitting on the ground thinking, well, this plane's totaled. Time to just start stripping the parts and find something new to do. But I really love this airplane and love flying it and just enjoy all of the adventures it's taken me on. And it hurt a lot to see all of the damage and everything I put my time, sweat, and tears into getting this plane to the point it was, basically destroyed in front of me. But with as much damage as we saw here, I still was confident that I could rebuild and get it back in the air, and as I looked at it, I made a plan and decided to execute that plan. So immediately got to work, ripping apart the wings, inspecting all of the parts, or calling Zenith, spending extreme late nights at the hangar, prepping, planning, rebuilding, following AC-43, learning all I could about the rebuild process. Again, since I do have a family and I have a day job, again, most of this was done late at night. Also, with how hot it was this time of year in Arizona, I had no choice but to work into the wee hours of the morning. But eventually it started coming together, and I started to see the progress unfold in front of my eyes, and an airplane re-emerge from the ashes. Now, as that project started to emerge and that airplane back from the ashes, I started being optimistic about my chances of meeting my goal. And my goal from the beginning was to fly this plane to the Mexico-Missouri fly-in for Zenith Aircraft in September. And again, I started to believe, and I started to think maybe it was possible. So I put that goal out there for the world to hear, so that I would again be pushing myself to make sure that I met that goal, but also doing it as safely as possible, making sure that everything was done according to all of the standards that are available, and that the plane would be, once again, as safe as it was beforehand. Now, the culmination of this was last week, when I was able to roll the plane out for the first time since the incident and get the engine started and listen to that Corvair motor once again purr. So today, we're going to get 8 Lima November back in the air. Now, as you know, you always want to use, let me change this, you always want to use the most qualified person to do these types of flights. So I've got Ron, he's going to be the one that's going to take it up for the first flight. The thing we're looking for is that the ailerons are all configured correctly, that the trim is good, and that all of the systems are functioning as expected. So once he gets back, we're going to debrief that, and once that's done, we'll be able to make some more, get this thing fine-tuned, ready to go. Alright everybody, so the plan, I hope you can hear me through the wind, is we're going to do a couple of high-speed taxis, and then once the high-speed taxis are done, we'll assess and then do the first flight. So Ron's heading out to do those high-speed taxis. We do have a bit of wind today, but it is right down the runway. I'm really excited for this. Trust me, it's one of the reasons I didn't do this is just because of how excited and wanting to make sure that this all goes as good as it can. Here we go. It's going to be interesting. He's getting ready to take off, so let's see what this does. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Let's see if this is better. Yeah, so Ron's planning on taking off. Hopefully we'll be able to see this. So yes, first time in the air since the incident. All right, it's time for the full stop landing. Hopefully you guys can hear me through all of this wind. Nervous. A little bit of trim issues that we'll have to tweak out, but I think we are going to be good to go. So here comes Ron in for his landing. We're down. Everybody, so Ron is going to go back up. We did a couple of quick tweaks to the airframe. Mainly it was some aileron trim. Ron's going to go back up and recheck everything. Back on the ground. Alright guys, so there's been an amazing day. We're able to get 8 Lima November back in the air where she belongs. And I'll tell you what, I couldn't be happier with the outcome. Even though it was a lot of work, I would have rather not had to have done it, but I'm glad that it came together the way it did. There was a lot of bumps along the road, and I'll tell you what, every challenge gave me an opportunity to learn and to grow. I got to thank guys that have helped me out, like GRT Avionics. GRT is a great American company making very capable, affordable avionics for guys like me and you who love to fly but and want the capabilities that a advanced cockpit gives us. GRT starts out at the low end of the budget with something like $1,800 for the Sport EX, and you can build out from there. So if you guys are building a light sport airplane, really consider GRT Avionics, or heck, even if you're building a more complicated airplane, go check out grtavionics.com and see the offerings that they have for you there. But until next time, this is me, Larry Nelson, telling you guys, for projects like this, planes like this, get in the garage, get building, get flying, and I'll see you guys in the air next time.